I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. In motion for the board minutes for November 28th.
I move to accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
Public comment. Elena. Look how quick I am.
You are quick. Thank you. Elena Gagliano for the record.
Good morning.
Good morning. I was just wondering, every week when you approve the minutes from the following last week, you ask for public comment. What is the public supposed to comment on?
You know, if you had something to say, I suppose, like any other time.
Well, how can we say anything if the agenda item is the draft of the minutes and we don't have the minutes?
So I guess, Elena, you could take this opportunity because you've seen last week's minutes to make a comment on those to make sure they're correct.
But this is for this week's. This is approval of last week's
Absolutely.
Meeting. Why should I have a comment or anybody have a comment on the minutes that were approved last week? That's not on the agenda.
All right. Thanks for your comment.
No answer. Thank you.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas. All right, we'll go into correspondence. All in favor?
Aye.
Going to correspondence.
So may I make just one suggestion, possibly? We approve the minutes, but I guess we could request public comment from the last week's minutes, which are available to the public. It would be a little bit easier for people to know, okay, we approve these minutes, but you won't be able to comment on them until next week.
Right.
What we've been doing for years.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know, but we
She
haven't
says to say it, now you can comment on
last week's,
last week.
is what I'm saying, not this week's.
That's good.
Because they can't really comment on this week's because they haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, if that, remember.
All right, so the first one we're into is the correspondence. It's a letter from, I'm gonna find her name,
It was Ken and Kelly Rothwell.
what's her name?
Ken and Kelly Rothwell.
Oh, Kenny Kelly Roswell. You know, Clint, I guess. They sent a letter in. Which I'm not gonna read it. We should probably try to respond back. I don't know how to respond back to that. But it's a tax deal and it's.
Well, could we say that we don't really set the, not us. You know, I mean, ours went way up too.
No, it's not just certain. You're looking at that, why don't we go ahead and find.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a,
Well, I would respond with one comment. It's the Department of Revenue who actually raises the taxes. We just levy them.
they've been told.
We probably should write that.
Yeah.
And not answer everything you said.
Is it all about?
Point out that it's not us doing.
Anyway, we'll move on to the, from Kareem Baya, however to say his last name, from Berg. They said there was several overdue submittal of their Flint Creek project. That we're all up on date on that.
It's sending, I talked to Jeremiah about that and it's sending basically plan and schedules to FERC. So he and Justin talked yesterday and they have a tick list of things ready to be organized and to go off to FERC. And your conference call with FERC is scheduled for December 19th.
The next one's from Gail Macklin, and it's on the third quarter LBIF payment report. Environmental health and safety, formerly food and consumer safety section. Next one's end of clear disbursement for Justice Court number 1. Next one from Mako on Warren K. The Supreme Court clarified the state's ability to cure bank meals. Next one from Ben Singer on saying that we think the commission should consider increasing releases from Georgetown Lake to create more storage for spring runoff.
Was that from?
Ben Singer for, or not for us, right? I know.
You know, I know where it's coming from, and I kind of thinking the same thing, but right now, do we know what to do? Like, you know, as far as there's no snowpack and.
He also should put in there so we can make them money.
But I wouldn't mind going up like 15 right now and just see what it does. For the
Yeah.
future.
And yeah, we can yeah, quarter to 10, yeah, we can read this letter. All right, if any public comment on correspondence? I think we need to look over this letter and then have Wayne look it over too, and then. If we can't answer all that religion stuff, no.
Yeah. But already this comment from the governor. And that went out to everyone, if you remember reading it, you got one in the mail, so this went to everybody. But he's got it a little reversed. When you look at the pie for the taxes, the state has a pretty good slice of it, it's not what he said, very little taxes.
We have a comment, Elena.
Thank you again, Elena Gagliano. For the record, I had my hand up before with the board minutes and nobody noticed me on the board minutes. Blanche, your suggestion is interesting. However, I've done that before. At some of the meetings, I commented on the minutes that were approved the previous week, the corrections, and they weren't corrected or discussed. As far as public comments now on the correspondence, I guess, I don't know what we're up to. It's 9:08. On the correspondence, which ones are you going to put on the agenda for further discussion? I didn't hear anything, but there was one from about the taxes, which was interesting, from a resident. And so are you going to put that on the agenda to discuss?
Yes.
Did I lose anybody?
I said we was gonna have Wayne look at it, look it over, I couldn't hardly hear what she's saying.
Exactly.
And then you're supposed to be putting something on the agenda for future generation, discussion. That's the whole point of going through I thought that was the point of going through correspondence and saying what you're gonna do with it.
Yes, we're gonna have Wayne look at it and something.
And put it on the agenda at a later date. So do you have a date in mind?
When I have Wayne look at it,
Yeah, after he looks at it, how do we know what to do?
maybe.
Mm-hmm, okay. Thank you.
All right, we'll go into public comment.
So, just a question on Elena's comment. When you suggest that we need Blaine to look at it first. We don't know when Blaine's gonna be able to look at it. So when Blaine looks at it, brings it back to us, I would say then we could put it on the agenda. We can't set a date.
Well, we can't tell him what, yeah, he might have court or something. Just nitpicking again.
Well, we could try and put it on for next week,
Yeah, well,
but we don't.
some of it, he might not want to put on there. won't it? So,
Well, I haven't really had a chance to look at it, but some of it looks like naturally they're disgruntled because of their taxes.
Elena's hands back up, or I'm finished. I just wondered what I did see her hand, but you're finished.
If everyone was disgruntled about their taxes and wrote letters, would we put it on the agenda? I guess we'd have to pick a day and have the disgruntled people come in. And one wrote about their taxes that the Department of Revenue sets and we levy.
Go ahead, Elena. Thanks, Blanche.
Elena Gagliano again. Yeah, it should be put on the agenda for further discussion. And so people know it will be on the agenda to be discussed, especially since the fact that there's going to be corrections, I believe, and Granite County was one of the counties that did 77, and now it's going to go back up to 95, whatever it is. And so yeah, the public is interested and it should be put on the agenda. By the way, I'm not nitpicking, okay? The Granite County Granite County attorney is the attorney to give advice, but he's not the fourth commissioner. You decide what goes on the agenda. And maybe you should watch some of the other counties, how their meetings are conducted. Big difference. Thank you.
Yeah. You know that point, I mean, people are really getting mad. When they go up the next,
And what's happening, I'm thinking with the going to 95. What's happening is gonna go on the second half taxes, so they'll have to send out second half taxes. But it's pretty well statewide for those that did the 77, and there's a lot of knowledge out there explaining it. That the commissioners aren't the experts on this.
well, we're not the ones that did it.
We did what 49 other counties did.
Yeah, we tried to,
Save
lower a little
taxes
bit.
for the county, for the public.
and it's not up to us if it goes up to 95, I mean, the Supreme Court did that, we
Yeah.
did not do. And the government.
What the people don't understand, as long as we're talking about taxes and fees. There's a lot of little hidden costs in recording a document and driver's license fees, and all this goes to the state. And so we collect fees, we get a certain amount in the clerk and reporter's office, and the rest goes to the state. So Governor Gianforte saying that they get very little is Actually, he should do his research. Oops.
Thank you.
Good time.
Any other public? Right, being none. Go into the weekly report. He was just there.
Part of this, I agree. Can't really tell those.
Yeah, there's stuff in it that's good, but there's some of that is, I don't know how you even.
How was your meeting with the tiny house people? I read the minutes, but. Did that go over pretty good?
Morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, you're on this weekly report. Lieutenant Call, road and bridge and solid waste.
We're just going round and round, where I think we're gonna try and the weather like this, maybe start, see if we get some more roads bladed in a few bad spots, it'll start to break up. And we're putting a shitload of delineators in, and that machine was worth every penny of it. What it cost, oh man, does that work good? It does. Well, I mean, there are two guys doing 10 guys' job in a day because of that machine.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Paid for it, so, yay! Your rig up worked good?
Yep,
That's good,
yeah, that was
especially we're hitting the perfect weather, I mean, we're getting lucky.
yeah,
I didn't think we-
even when it was just so frozen, they were just smoking right in there, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we got a lot more of that going on, so you're gonna see. In the billing, I'll be getting a bunch more reflectors and stuff. I got kind of what I thought maybe we were gonna get in, but it's going so well, we're gonna have to get some more to,
That's why we bought the machine, we might as well get it all, and
yeah.
catch up, you know. Some of these other little ones, these folds and stuff.
But I haven't heard nothing on them speed signs at all, have you?
No, I haven't. I was feeling like maybe we should have, or maybe not. I guess they were building them in Post Falls, huh?
Yeah, and they were gonna come here, so
Yeah,
maybe I'll give them
a jingle. Okay, thank
see
you.
where we're at. I don't even have a number of contact for the people.
I'll
Do you?
look it up. Yeah, I think I do.
Will you
I
send
do
it to me?
somewhere. Yeah.
See where that, this be good weather to get them put off, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Everything. Even that water works a whole bit better blocks on that. You see, and that thing, it always does that there, I don't know.
Yeah.
How they do it.
I think what we're gonna do is take some of that riprap and mini up there. And then try and place it over the bank and build a ladder up.
Oh.
We're gonna try and get that done this week.
Where's that at?
Bear Gulch. Bear Gulch, it's water, we got that big flash flood, worst side of the road out, it's a pretty bad spot. They got it marked good, it's just.
Just hole about like that off to the edge and, you know, just try and build, but it's forever. So it's gonna be kind of hard to hold the rock. Just gonna try and stack it in. So I don't know what else you could do.
Oh, Bear Gulch.
Yeah. Other than that, there's not, it's just a round and round deal.
Can't believe it's wet.
When I just left the hall shop, it was 52 degrees.
It was 42.
He's overheating. Crack a window.
I don't know why he does. Beautiful and other stuff.
There's confirmation for the signs, yeah.
Anything on the solid waste? Any comments or anything?
Haven't heard anything. Cause I think a lot of people are still in the dark, they don't know what's going on anyway. You know. As far as,
So I read the minutes. And. It seemed really agreeable. But. Sounded like he's not getting his information out
No,
fast enough,
well, and they were talking like in January.
like what,
In January, they know we need it out
Yeah.
before, so people understand that this goes in effect. I mean, we've done everything we can, I don't know what else.
I wonder if we could get some. Deals printed out, you know, sooner than later that we could stick in the windows of the dump houses
yeah,
for the people. So they could read it, or
Yeah, maybe work with the feeling, I'll figure out something out, put something out like.
just what it's supposed to say, you know.
Or, yeah, I'll get something.
And I could give them to Jody and John, they could stick them, at least stick them in the thing, if we had some. Like, as soon as possible, we could stick them in the window, and then if we had 50 copies of it. Or something like that, so if anybody says, well, they got a question about that, we're here. You know,
And maybe-
I mean, I know they can read the paper, but there's a lot of people don't get the paper.
Maybe hang them one in the post office too.
That would be a good idea.
so it's on our website, right?
Mhm. It is. Yep, it is. It's on our website.
There's a lot of people that come in and say, I don't even know how to turn a computer on.
Yeah.
No, I don't get the paper.
So get the road crew and then the flyers on everybody's vehicle.
They put them under the windshield wiper
Yeah,
at the school. Yeah, so if you get them, that post office idea is a good idea too.
I think we only keep stuff in the window at the post office though for like 3 or 4 days.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, we could do it
They got-
periodically.
Yeah, they got a big board where I see stuff there.
yeah, and you just go and turn it in at the
Posting
desk
there.
and then they'll post it, and we just have to keep posting.
Posting it over, okay.
Place of Hoffman, isn't there?
Yeah, I can take it down there too.
Just
And I
something,
can
get
take it at
out
the
and maybe-
library.
So if he don't get his out until January, that's not good. And people are, they're gonna be upset anyway, so.
Is there a place in Drummond? they could put it?
Post office,
Yeah, I can send it there.
Community center maybe,
they went,
I don't know, the community center, what does that even hold?
senior citizens,
oh, we put in that side one there. and- Yeah. give it to-
the health place, maybe, public health.
Yeah, once we get them made, we'll just get them out and about.
Yeah.
wherever we think it's best. Alright.
Thing up and out, I mean,
So in the minutes, it was a comment where he wanted to maybe purchase some units. Would he need to purchase the units for the people that actually aren't on the tax roll? Is he picking up garbage for people that,
I don't think so, cause you asked him that before, and he said no, cause remember when you asked him about that up at Georgetown and then down at Clint, yeah. He said no, this was, I think, to help cover some of them that are,
I think
the way I took it.
it was my understanding that it was for people that if it was so he doesn't lose customers. So if you're foregoing your units to him, like if I as a customer, all my units would go to him, but then if I want to go to the dump, that I could use those extra units that he had purchased to dump on, so I don't have to use the pay-as-you-go program. That was my understanding of what he was saying.
oh, I never got that at all.
Oh,
No, I didn't catch it that way, cause you can't do it that way, cause then you'd be used somebody else's, and then we wouldn't know what's going on.
oh, I
This
thought-
whole thing is about, so we can kind of track what's going on, so we get Yeah,
we were talking. About if you give me all your units, that's only the units that when he's picking your garbage up.
yeah, we
But
can't,
if you have.
Yeah.
A different address, a shop or something like that, and he doesn't take your garbage from there, but he doesn't get those units. So you just have to get a different, your ID number from. Scott in there for that, so when you go to the dump, say, no, this is on this ID.
yeah, that way we can keep tabs on it.
Yeah.
Know what's going on.
Because, like, if one person had 4 units, they should at least be able to keep a unit and not give 3 of them to him.
You would think so.
Yeah,
And that's something that's, now, is it figured out with Scott that when he turns in a quarterly report, Scott is going to post the garbage usage of these people that would be on the list, or how's that gonna work?
well, I don't think we've told him nothing about that, so we wait until we get it, and I think it should be posted, so everybody.
Yeah,
knows.
so that everybody knows,
I thought that was understood
yeah,
already, that it was gonna be quarterly,
Well,
and that he was,
we weren't gonna post it, we just, well, we'd have it in, but I guess that would be.
I meant that he was bringing it to you guys.
Fast. Oh, yeah, we have to see it.
because
Morning.
he's supposed to keep track
Morning.
of garbage hauled
Christmas
per
hams.
customer. He should know exactly how much garbage is hauled per customer, right? And turn that in.
And he's already got it all flagged, so when they come in and say. Don't remember 893, it comes up. Robinson customer.
Yeah, but this is something too, that this would mean more bookkeeping for him, but he needs to do that.
Well, that's what he said, he was, let's bring up more paperwork, but that's when
Yeah.
I said, we'll have to be in the business anymore, it's, we have to have a paper there to cover us.
Did Billy get with
I was gonna have a closed session about the personal thinking.
yeah, okay.
Is that called sidebar?
Oh, he's the chair.
Ain't no, other than that, I guess everything just plugging along.
Yeah, well, the weather been so good, I haven't really been getting many complaints. That's weird. Usually, a lot of them by now,
I went down Rock Creek Road on Friday and it was good shape.
you know,
That I saw.
Yeah.
wow, man. I may take care of Billy. Not getting into that.
You know, I'm not a quick guy.
Okay,
He wants to.
And then we do have one complaint about Rock Creek Road out there. When it snowed, the Rancho Rock Creek was out there with a truck pounding our road. You might look and see, they dug down in that, and that's where you made all that new gravel, so,
I never noticed that,
yeah, so.
we must have fixed it already.
Probably, but I mean, maybe we should send them a letter sometime. We can't do that, cause we just put all that money down out
Yeah.
there. And if they go through the
Yeah.
truck and shove it to the side of the road, why do we put it down?
Or come in and talk about an agreement if you're gonna do,
Yeah.
you wanna do that.
We don't want them on the road.
Yeah,
Cause then that's just another, yeah.
So look at that.
so I'm just wondering, that machine that you bought for hatching. Is that saving money for us too?
Yes,
Like,
$5,
Chuck
huh?
did.
I got rid of all
$5.
the
Check on their more.
by an unbelievable.
Sorry.
Advantage,
So it's kind of paying for itself too.
yeah.
Good.
Well, it is. You just can't imagine the extra work a person can get done with that thing. Cause they're hauling, 8,000 pounds of material rather than one little scoop. That's all we've ever had
Yeah.
before. When you go clear to Rock Creek, shit, they're working down there 3/4 of a day before they're out of material. No, it's,
That looks good down there. Alrighty, well, other than that. Anything else?
nothing to think of.
I don't know.
All right,
Alright, So, any public comment? No.
Sticking around for the Christmas party?
No,
Uh,
alright,
work to do.
you can have a good day, thanks.
We'll move into the
Thank you, Paul.
Montana Supreme Court decision, a 95 males discussion.
So, yeah, the, county's loss, I don't agree with that, cause I think their reasoning wasn't based upon the statute. It was based upon the Department of Revenue has been interpreting it that way for so long that they're gonna continue that. It's like a stopple argument. So they'll have to be corrected. But Mako will have a plan on that. We'll get it, yeah, get it. Have to correct it.
Well, the
All
comment,
years.
the Supreme Court determined the state can bank mills.
Yeah,
We can't bank mills, but the state can bank mills.
and that's where we're saying it's not in the statute.
Yeah.
But at least it was the Supreme Court telling us we have to versus the commission is. Yeah, I don't think it should have happened to you guys to make that call.
Yeah, we got a letter here. I don't know if you heard about.
The one from Mako to the governor.
No, it's from somebody.
Oh, we
It's a
got
personal letter.
correspondence.
Oh, okay. Did you,
Yeah,
okay,
maybe we could read it and see if we can get
Seeing
on the
it,
agenda for like next week.
yeah, put it on. the-
is it on the 95 mils or is it on
It's
something else?
on everything,
It's on everything.
but
Okay,
I think we should answer, in my opinion, we should answer the tax part.
yeah,
They're saying that we did this. That's pretty, raised his taxes and
the county taxes were capped and went up very little, so yeah, it wasn't the county increase in tax,
So
yeah.
maybe we should. Get a letter.
This right here, it's disgruntled. I mean, this person, I haven't really looked, I just read a couple of things in
Yeah.
it, some of the attachments. And what I was concerned with is, I would really like you to look at it to see, should it be on the agenda? I mean, how can we discuss disgruntled people who are upset with their taxes and blaming the commission? How can we discuss it on the agenda?
Other
Oh, I
than
see what you're
defending
saying.
yourselves to say that, yeah, the county is being conservative and it was raised very little by the county commission, but that doesn't mean that there was, yeah, his taxes, a lot of people's taxes did go up, it doesn't mean it was you guys.
Yeah, ours did too.
Who is it? It's public,
Should I
yeah,
say
it's
it?
public. Yeah, I bet.
I'll let you read it.
Okay. Other than, I mean, I think it's similar to the other letters you've put on the agenda to defend yourselves and respond to. So,
We can put it on for next week. I thought you should probably read it before we put it on. 'cause
Okay.
there's A lot of stuff that I didn't know
Yeah.
how we'd even answer.
okay, yeah, I'll
Look at it
I'll
and
look at
then
it.
make a- say what you think. And we can go from
Take-
there.
take a photocopy of that or.
I scanned it, but with the paper so little, it was hard to,
You-
it's scanned okay,
Read
but you
that,
could just
yeah.
take it.
Alrighty. Anything else on 95 mils?
I mean, there'll have to be a correction action plan, but that's to be determined. So,
So what I understand is that second half of taxes, where they don't usually bill out the second half, but they'll have to bill
Yeah.
out the second half, then that'll cost the county to bill
So,
out.
yeah,
But I
I
mean,
take real exception to being called a globalist, me being called a globalist. I don't like it.
yeah,
call it what?
A globalist,
that's basically, yeah, socialist, you guys don't agree.
I haven't looked at it yet, but
Alrighty.
it sounds very negative. And if they were trying to, usually it kind of put a little sugar instead of vinegar with your letter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not nice.
What's a global?
one more
Socialist.
government. That's totally what I'm against.
Yeah,
I mean, 100%.
You know.
You know, and you,
well,
All right.
the,
I ran in about Hitler and all that in there, it's just like,
guarantee you, Granite County is way lower than Missoula County, is on all the mill levies they have there.
Well, and they have excise taxes that we don't have.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sugar.
any other public comment on this? All right, well, we'll move on to the dam tenders report. The lake's at 642903, 5.64.
That was last week.
That's all I had here.
It was 6429.03. Oh, wait, no, it got up today.
I can look it up
Oh, maybe
really super quick.
What did I do?
I'm right here.
Hold on, I have it
That's
right.
why I was like, it's saying the same as. I
It's
did.
6429.07. I'm sorry.
As of 9/15,
5.16.
2429.06.
And then 5.16 inches below full full. Sorry, I had written down
how much, well,
5.16.
Last week was 5.64. Quarter of
So
Phillipsburg, a burned out mining town. Come on,
Phillipsburg's what?
a burned out mining town.
They were.
Yeah, it's,
not, that's why I didn't want to.
yeah, I wouldn't answer all that.
Yeah.
But just the tax part of
What-
it.
it should, the first paragraph should be, the state of Montana sets the tax structure. They do the appraisals. They cap the county taxes, and the actual county side, we talk about that, was actually very little as far as the
Yeah.
overall increases.
Yeah.
But it's not you guys set, not the county commission setting the tax structure.
So it's just what people don't understand, and I don't know how many times I've said this, and when we had that meeting at the museum, is the Department of Revenue certifies the values, and then we get a spreadsheet, I think from the Department of Commerce or something, that tells us how we can adjust how many meals we can use. It's a formula.
Yeah,
And you can't use any more mills than what the cash value was the previous year. So,
then they're getting into the federal government on the verge of collapse, and so that's, I mean, outside.
That's why I just thought you better look at it before we put it, and then see what. I understand what Lance and Chuck are saying to answer the tax part, but the rest of that's getting a lot of hand.
so last year, the water was 6427.89,
One much below.
and it's 6429.06. So it's back 6429.06.
Yeah, we're way high. I mean,
Yeah.
the highest right here it's ever been at this time of year. And I can see what Ben talking about in his letter, the. Yeah, if we
Yes,
had
Ben,
normal,
no.
if we had normal precipitation through the winter and then in the spring.
Yeah.
We'd be going over big time,
Yeah,
but we don't know.
Yeah, well,
So what my idea was, and I've been concerned about this too, and to go up to 15 now for a couple of weeks, see what it does, and maybe go down a little bit. And then,
so
after the first year, probably,
request temporary modification.
I mean, do that right now, go to 15.
do we have to get one?
Yeah. But yeah, I could send an email out here this morning and see what, they're usually a day or two, but say that's what you voted on, and that's what we'll do is if we have your agreement.
That's your motion.
Go to 15 for probably a couple of weeks then,
Yeah.
well, maybe till the first of the year. I mean, it can change next week, but.
Well, we've got plenty of water, so.
Yeah, I mean, so. Like
Yeah.
I say, if we start getting a lot of snow and then we got a normal spring. Yeah, it'd be wasting.
You wanna stay till the end of the year then in motion or 2 weeks?
Well, that's
I
just a
think
week
we
by
have.
week.
Okay. Okay, week by week.
So the one thing that I feel that we didn't do last spring is let out sooner. Because we got into a little predicament right there at the, where it was full, and everybody was in pain.
Yeah. Todd Blythe was
But,
recommended, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's still it's a
Yeah,
tough call.
but yeah, I was.
But by the first of the year, you know, I mean, with the extended forecast, you know, if it's hot or dry, I mean. I don't wanna let out a bunch of water. You know what I mean? That's my motion.
I will
What's,
second that.
what's the lake level? It's
6429.06.
so that would be point
Five.
44. Oh,
5.16 below.
okay.
So how would you do that? Oh. You subtract it from 6429.5
Yeah.
times by 12.
0.44 times 12.
Any public comment? There's none, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll go email him right now unless you need me here.
I think we're good right now, we just,
All
that letter to Philip Brown, I read it, I think it's good, that's the guy wanting to use that site up there.
Oh, yeah.
fixing things, so, and he tried, we said we'd work with him, and he
Yeah.
tried, a lot of them wouldn't get
Yeah.
back, so.
The only question I have is the size of space you want to give them.
He was
we end
gonna
up-
check that with Paul, you know, it's not, but it's just for the little trailer.
I think we put it in there, didn't we?
It's a permission at least 15 feet by 20 feet.
Okay, but that was just what I put in there.
That's-
That's
yeah,
acceptable.
that way you can turn it,
Okay,
and then he's got, yeah, like we talked to him, so.
okay.
I like the letter, you guys want, here we go. Nice, so the entertain a motion is, accept it in the letter.
Do what?
Yes, letter on the fishing.
It's basically a letter of agreement, so yeah. It's a-
That guy with the, putting up that little.
Guy, the
Fishing that thing there.
Fishing.
Church, yeah.
fishing hut. Is it a kind
Sorry,
of
I kind of.
a fishing hut?
Yeah, just a little trailer, it's just a little thingy.
I would make the motion to send this letter of acceptance to Mr. Philip.
That's it.
Public comment? Is none, all in favor? Playing before you leave, we have that. We supposed we were that for.
Oh, yeah, that personal matter.
Are you closing?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So for a personnel matter,
In that email,
All right, we're back on. The letter to Philip Brown, we have permitted to operate at Georgetown Lake. We're just a few minutes ahead, so we'll wait a couple minutes. Any comments on the letter? That's kind of a nasty letter, ain't it? It's a little letter. That's what I wanted, yeah.
So. No comment. So did Dawn kind of explain, on the audit report, Dawn Davies? About the trucking situation, kind of sort of.
Said he's glad we're doing something about it. Yeah, the QRU thing now, we still have money.
Yeah, yeah, because we were planning on doing that anyway, right?
Yeah.
Billy, off the top of your head, what's that or fund that we're gonna take that QRU out of?
It was LATCF money.
Okay, do we have that in ARPA? Come in. No.
No, that was different money. The LATC,
Is it sitting in the ARPA fund where we have a line item for it?
I have no idea.
Oh.
That is over my,
Over
that is out of my wheelhouse.
Okay, just a second, I will go ask. Goodness.
What are they doing?
There, is that a buzzer in here?
No, it's someone doing work, cause I
Oh.
heard like, it sounded like pipes. Oh, I went, are they building the wall downstairs? We're right over that. I bet that's what they're doing.
We are?
Aren't we right over?
No,
James?
it's that.
Oh, no, it's that way.
Yeah. Becky's office will be right over it.
I don't know then.
Becky's office.
Becky's office. It's right over it. That it is.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
That's when everyone ordered new desks. I was actually surprised you guys didn't order a table that didn't smash your knees. You guys are happy with your,
They
You're
remember,
happy
we
with
tried
that.
to do that and they said absolutely not, they want.
I know, but then you got your LATCF monies and now everyone's sprucing everything up.
They wanted their big old ugly table. Yeah. You remember that?
I do, but now, but I feel like now it seems like the trend.
See, the way we were kind of looking at it is do a. Or no,
Yeah,
the kind of horseshoe, where you would all kind of be better than.
I would just hate my knees. You don't care your knees?
Yeah,
Well, see, that's what my knees are,
Shoot.
but if it goes down, then I'm like.
yeah. I get used to it.
Yeah.
So. LAT,
LATCF.
lots of,
Lots of,
lots,
lots of,
much,
lots of. Nothing.
You have an Apple phone,
I do,
you know how to get out of something,
maybe.
like it says, yes, Adler, hotmail.com, I don't want, I mean, it keeps coming up and shuts, I can't use my phone.
I don't know.
It's telling me, yes, I didn't know that, see on the settings,
Yeah.
I didn't get. But it won't, I don't know the password, it won't that way,
Oh, if you don't know the password, I don't know.
how do you find out? It won't let me put it in. Okay,
Like right here, because you don't want it to that email. Would be to sign out, but that's like. I would go to I would go to the Apple store, cause mine's my Apple ID. I don't know, we're in Montana, huh? Where is an Apple store? Hold on, okay. That's anytime I have anything weird with my Apple ID, I've always gone to the Apple store, but I don't think I've had that problem since I moved back to Montana.
That's Blaine, he knows all about this.
yeah, cause now it says enter the Apple ID password. And then to turn off, find my. I don't know what then I
You
hit.
don't know what your Apple ID password is, though?
Yeah,
I would not lock myself out. I would go to the Apple store. Cause I think there's a way to reset it, but I think if you lock yourself out, you can cause all sorts of issues. There's gotta be one in Montana though, right? I bet there's one in Bozeman.
Not on the Zoom.
there's 600,000 still.
Find a store.
Pretty nice, pretty, 600,000.
For, in the capital outlay. Where we would take for the QRU truck. So what am I doing?
There is no stores in Montana. That's why. Maybe the Verizon store could help you. I mean, if you're going anywhere,
So
Soon.
he was just asking. He was asking what kind of funds we had for the QRU vehicle. So I looked it up.
There's an Apple store in Spokane.
Maybe I can get a phone number.
Yeah.
Some capital.
iPhone support. Forgot Apple ID password.
Yep, there was 972,475 budgeted.
How much?
And in the outlay, there's 600,000.
What's their reason for going to I guess we can ask them, why they want a quick response, not service.
And I think it's coast to coast,
It's coast to
their transport. So these guys could just concentrate on getting there first and passes. And. And then. Go to transport,
Are they interested in our ambulances? No,
you know what?
coast to coast, our ambulances.
I think it's a bay, isn't it? Did I email you guys that?
He wants a random bay and
You know, I was thinking about that, we'd have to. I was thinking about for the first 90 days or something. Never mind.
why they can't let them use it,
Use what, the building?
Use the bay,
bay,
What?
use the bay and.
Oh, the bay.
Yeah.
Oh,
see if it's gonna work out,
I couldn't figure out what you were talking about, the bay.
then we probably have to charge them rent.
Oh, yeah, cause I mean, like they said they don't wanna come here unless they can make money, well, we can't just give it away either.
No,
Cause then it's gonna be electric, and they're using the bathrooms, and it's pretty much like a rent, so. Just have to ask them about that, what we think about charging there too.
so do we have an extra bay?
But if we got a QRU, we have to get rid of that.
Remember they set that one out, for how long it was sitting out there, and they finally put it back in, cause we're. You know, they're starting, so I mean.
And that's a huge building.
Yeah.
It started to be a shed, turned into a barn.
Warm here.
It is one.
These are the Visa bills.
That's why you see them shut.
I don't know your name.
You get your hair cut?
Yes,
It looks cute.
thank you. It's just spinning. It says to go to sign in security and then change password and then follow the on-screen instructions and it should let you reset your password. Yours is spinning.
So,
You know, if it's
Sure.
spinning.
You do.
I give you what? The credit card.
Contract with Ace Roofing.
Councilor not coming. I thought he was gonna come in this week.
No, you had me take it off.
Cause Blaine, remember he brought it up that he didn't think it was up to him, but I got a comment on that too, so. I know he ain't on, but Howard still isn't into nothing,
Need to talk to.
and he told me for sure yesterday it had been done,
What are you
but
talking
this
about?
is 4 weeks.
Who told-
Power out here.
The power guy told me that?
Yeah, Finley.
And that's, I talk to him every week, he told me that one week was Thursday, and he said he got last week, he said yesterday he'd have a guy up here, and there still don't see no power in there. I don't know if we need to find somebody else to do this, but. I guess what my misunderstanding was when you bid a job, and if you have to have subcontractors doing other stuff, well, that should be part of your bid.
Yeah,
That's the way I've always done, it, but Blaine and I disagree to agree, but it's, I mean, it leaves us at a standstill. So now we gotta hire another electrician to come in and do it, but he did everything else. I just don't understand that way of business. If you're gonna bid it, that should all been one job, and if you had to get somebody, then you charge more to have electrician. And we didn't know what all the fees, yeah,
But isn't it on the electrician, the backup was working?
well, I know. it
there is
but
another
they're
local
also-
guy,
Huh?
Electric Works or
Well,
something.
there's Palmer and there's another guy I thought we'd talk about it. I was waiting to see if it was done. And I just think we need to get a hold of Palmer or another, we can go with Palmer to come up.
And then there's another one too, that has done work with years ago. He has a little card. I can't remember his name.
I don't know what the dome needs. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, Kessler did a really nice job up. It looks nice, but I mean, the tower thing. I don't know. Think we're gonna have to move on and get a hold of somebody else to come to look. Somebody else have to come look and see what they need to do, so I'm gonna just keep.
Yeah, but the roof, they need customers. Lift on it.
That's why I'm saying, I think this is. All on the same contract, I maybe I misunderstand this, but. If I did a job and I have to have it as a subcontract, that's all on me, then you charge for that. You don't do it, and then, well, no, I'll find somebody to finish this up, you don't sound right to me.
No.
Nobody in my argument.
So. Yeah, well, I understand that.
I mean, it has to get done. Why do we do it if they're not gonna have it finished? I mean, we paid for this shit now, and all of a sudden now we're sitting there waiting. And Dave said he was gonna get the stuff, so did he? I don't know.
Oh, it's gonna get stuff, the
Oh,
So,
the
the heat tape.
I believe it.
materials for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sat right here and said he'd get it, and then, but. To wire it in, we still have to have electrician or have something ran out with, I don't know, do we just take an extension cord out that one window and plug it in? I mean, I'm at the end of it, I'm just I'm not very happy with the job, just cause it seems like we're just dragging on, it's not finished. And here, we're lucky whether it is what it is.
Well. And yeah, I thought Dave said that he was gonna have a lift here to be able to take some
He did,
up on top, and he was gonna buy the material for the drain.
but nothing's done. So, I guess.
So we took it off the agenda.
Blaine said it was up to the electrician, so I took Dave off the agenda. Going by what he said, and then I got a hold of Jeremy finally. Well, I said I'd put it back on once I got it, and I couldn't get a hold, couldn't get it. Finally, I got a hold of him, it's Friday. He said, no, there'll be somebody here Monday. That's why I made it on the agenda. So next Tuesday it needs to be on there.
You want me to have Dave come in next Tuesday?
Jeremy Finn right now and just say, "Look, if you can't do it, you need to know.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find somebody else."
Tell them we're all sitting here. We will.
Hey. Say you're on speaker, we're in commissioners, we're trying to figure out what to do with, we need to find somebody else if you're too busy. Okay, alrighty, then I won't, we'll just go from there. You're on speaker, I just wanted you to know.
No problem.
Alright, we'll see you this afternoon.
That's your.
I'm tired of being light. I just, then I come and tell you guys, and it's coming back and it's. But I still think it should have been on the contractor to make sure that everything gets done. It shouldn't be me having to go look to find stuff, cause I don't know what they need. I don't know how to frustrate that.
We're gonna do that Ace thing.
Yeah, Blaine's coming down. He just sent a thing down. He said that, he was getting that letter that modified to. Go up to 15, so we can get it out right away. For the dam. Oh, modification, there he is.
So
I
do
was
I,
saying you were getting that letter done. I just
Yeah.
talked to Jeremy and they're coming this afternoon. He just,
Okay, all right. Thanks,
I'm done
yeah,
with this.
for the dome and for
I
the
don't know.
outlet.
I'll see when he gets
Okay,
here.
all right. Thanks, yeah.
So, all right, well, we'll go into the. Contract agreement with Ace Roofing, discussion decision. You wanna lead this
So-
off, Blaine?
So remember we had Dave Kaufman. Look at everything, and there's some things that he thinks on the drain should be Ace, some things should be the county on the inside. And then the roof's a whole different matter, but I got to thinking, yeah, it's good on the agreement for them to do that, but we had to do the remediation in my office because of the mold because of that. So I think it may have it in Linda's office. So I think that should be part of the agreement. So I emailed the attorneys for Ace yesterday and said that, so I'm waiting to hear back. I don't know what you guys think, but that was 8,000 on the mold
Yeah, I
remediation.
remember that big mess.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it leaked in there and there's mold. But up to you guys. I mean, I'm gonna hold off for a week and see what they say.
I think we should table it and then hear back from their lawyer, then we. can
Yeah.
know where we have to go from there.
Okay. I'm not aware of any issues in Linda's office, but it was leaking in there, so yeah, and you probably haven't looked at it.
So did you get the mold removed?
Yes. That was 2021. I was out of my office for
Big deal.
yeah, for a couple weeks.
That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, well, 2.5, yeah, 2.5.
So
And yeah,
we'll just table this for next week, Billy.
the question I have is if did we have like insurance pay that, or is the deductible so high that we just had to pay that?
in Linda's office?
No, mine, that
Yours?
8,000.
I
I'll
thought that
look
was
into it.
insurance paid for that.
Well, we would have had our deductible.
Which is
But
2,000.
There should be on the hook for all of it, and then we get a part
Yeah.
deductible, and then the rest goes to insurance.
I'll look it up.
I believe it.
And you said it was 21?
Yeah,
So it was in 21? I don't remember you being gone.
I remember that a big mess up there and they had them great big fans and stuff.
let's see, when did you come in as,
Oh, okay.
as before, cause that way the county commission was still doing Zoom upstairs then, remember
Oh,
that?
okay, so I wasn't here.
Yeah,
So it was
I
in
was-
20 then.
I just zoomed in, the bill was 21, but
Maybe, because I started in 21. I don't think I was here for that either.
I started. in 20.
so maybe,
Yeah.
okay, so it must have been 2020, the bill just came in the 21, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
going
cause it was COVID when they were meeting up in the courtroom. I zoomed in.
No.
Anyway, so we'll table this for next week or until we can hear from their lawyer and go from there.
Okay, so this agreement actually is when everything's said and done. The county will fix their portion and Ace is willing to fix their portion.
Their ACE's portion is the drain above the roof, counties, the drain, the piping below, because that was not part of the contract with Ace to do anything below the roof. And there's the pipe that L doesn't Alan, Dave Kaufman didn't like that, recommended it be modified, with 45 and, insulation put in there. So, Janine was looking for someone to do that, so, yeah, she's working on that,
We have to have something to do.
yeah,
But Ace is in agreement.
that they, yeah, but. Me saying they should pay for that remediation may change things, but Dave Kaufman's like that, they installed the drains wrong, so. They installed them wrong, it leaked, they should, I think they're on the hook for all that.
They admitted there was.
They haven't, they haven't admitted to too much, but Dave Kaufman's good at what he does, and he says it's their fault. Doing any type of roof projects, I encourage you to have him as your consultant, Dave Kaufman. He submitted a bill too for his inspection, so that'll be probably coming up on your claims December.
Did he need it before? Or?
No, he understood that it would, yeah, he submitted his claims. Early Christmas gift, or
No, I got that last year, and so I just.
I
just
remember it.
It hangs
Yeah.
out in here.
and there's
So
US Supreme Court cases that say that's allowable. No, they
Oh,
fought over
is it?
that.
Oh, yeah, it is pretty
They-
religious, isn't it?
They had a courthouse somewhere had a Christmas tree that had, I think it was outside, that had a whole bunch of different ornaments, some being religious and some being, you know, secular. And Montesquieu or US Supreme Court ruled that it was basically free speech. They were allowing it wasn't just
Allow one, allow all.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
I get
It's
it.
sad that had to go up to the Supreme Court.
yeah,
but-
I would. Like a nativity scene or something.
Yeah, so there were some ornaments that had potentially that on it. But yeah,
I got another question.
people have too much time. on
Yeah.
their hands.
Did they
Here,
speak
I need
about
that
that?
permit.
No.
Yeah, it's- well, some people that are
Mhm. Share.
talk to your senator, and that's, you should, that also should be something
Are
to
you
say.
set up to?
Issues at the federal government, talk to your representatives and
Right.
senators.
Yeah.
On the shop, I get it.
Looking for printers. Let's see where we'll print it to.
They
No
don't
air
definitely
printers
understand government. They don't, they couldn't possibly write something like that.
Well, you guys don't have anything to do with what's taught in the schools.
Do I send it like to you? On the messenger?
Yeah,
And can you?
you can, but
It's not cheap.
And
what is the best way to send it?
There's
to
actually
them?
nothing wrong with teaching different theories in school, as long as you teach critical analysis, so they can do a critical analysis of the theories that are bad.
Oh,
I didn't like them big words out.
are you teaching the children critical race theory? Diversity.
I've been accused of.
I got somebody, oh, Robert's.
I
up
don't-
here.
I don't think critical race theory is being taught here, but my
Including-
point would be, you can teach theories and you should teach how to critically analyze the theories as well. Teach kids to think for themselves.
I think that's very important.
Yeah,
We got
Okay,
a few minutes here. Oh, no, we're right on time.
And-
We'll go into the Phillipsburg Volunteer Ambulance President. Is he coming in, little Ron?
he just jumped on Zoom. I made him a co-host. He should be able to mute and unmute as he deems necessary.
Alrighty, well, this is on to discuss the purchase of a QRU vehicle. Go ahead. Robert?
Can't hear you.
Unmute.
Oh,
There we go. Got it.
Aye.
Sorry, I was just finishing up getting our ambulance inspected, which we passed, so that's good.
yay.
excellent.
Yeah, as far as the QRU goes, I know we had spoken about it when we were first getting set up. And now with the coast to coast coming in to kind of mutual aid with us, I think it would be advantageous of us to think about getting that now that we have, staffing and the availability of people to kind of run that quick response now that we have a couple options for transporting.
Yeah, it sounds good to me, don't know what, go ahead, anyway.
And we.
Yeah,
do
and
have to-
I know
So-
we,
Be the
I know
one
we had
looking
spoken
for it?
about it.
Are you gonna,
What's that?
are you gonna be the one to find the vehicle? Or,
I can certainly work on that.
One of the things you talked about being both an ambulance and a QRU, right? Is that, this is Blaine.
Yeah, so having the ambulance still, because the private company does do transport, so we'll still have that, but having that QRU capability to, get somewhere quick when we know somebody else is coming for transport. And up snowy roads in the winter and just a little bit more accessible for that vehicle to kind of get to those calls that are time sensitive, stroke patients, heart attacks, cardiac arrest, things like that.
So is there room in the garage?
So as it's written in our bylaws and our policy and procedure, the QRU vehicle would be with whoever is going to be, around in town, kind of just as a vehicle for them to use, not for personal use, but to have closer for them. And if it's not with somebody, it'll be housed here at the station.
That's kind of the way we're gonna do it with Frank and too, was that he was gonna take it to his house, that way they have it ready to go. Then they don't have to come to town and take off.
So it could be.
Yeah, it'd be, kind of like the fire chief has that vehicle, so he can just go right to the scene. It would be with whoever, is available and in town, and we would have that, worked out within our department of who's, gonna be around, or I'm around most of the winter, so I'd have it, at my place. Everything, would be, that needs to be kept warm. It would be under the understanding that everything that needs to be inside would be inside, the go bags, batteries for things. And then you just have it right there with you and you can go.
Sounds good.
What was budgeted on that?
we have an outlay line item. In that, and there's right now 600,000 budgeted, so there's plenty of money.
Do you want to give him a dollar amount or have
Well,
Robert look into it and come back to you?
I
Or
think look in and come out, it's hard to give a dollar amount, we don't know what
Yeah.
the cost, Frank looked into them, and I mean, they range. It just depends on what they want to get.
yeah,
We had like 70,000 for Frank.
Nah,
yeah,
I just think he looks into it and he finds something and come back in with pictures and stuff, so we're all kind of on the same page, and then we can line item.
With Frank, Fowler.
I don't know if they found, I think they found one, but it wasn't, yeah, so I don't. I
But he
should've-
might know where to look.
Yeah, he said he knows some guy over in Billings or somewhere.
by the way, Frank Prince did say that they're still working on that project. But the thing I'd encourage you is that there should be government pricing, so just wanted to give you the local government pricing.
Yeah, and I'll look on, government excess, FedMall and stuff like that, see if there's even just a excess law enforcement vehicle. I can also talk to Dunkerson and see if he knows any around the state. Cause I mean, just a 4-wheel drive Ford, retired police vehicle would, do us well. It doesn't need to be, anything huge, fancy. I don't need
I'll ask
a
Jack,
brand new vehicle and whatnot.
I'll ask Jackie too, there was a guy's name, first name's Todd, he's out of the Flathead. And he's involved in some of this stuff, I'll get his number and name for you, might be.
Yeah,
something.
absolutely.
Just thought of him.
Well, my advice to you would be something kind of low miles, so you're not having problems with it, and you're put the money out for, that's just my advice.
No,
You want something,
No, absolutely.
gotta have something. to-
I'll look into a few options and see what's out there, and then whatever contact information that you guys can throw my way, I'd be happy to look into that as well.
Okay. So, do you need a motion for that? or-
Yeah.
So we'd entertain a motion for this to go ahead on with Robert goes on just for a QRU vehicle.
Yeah, I'll make that motion. what you just said.
I have a second,
I second.
public comment? Being none, all in favor?
I,
Aye, motion carried and passed, so go ahead and start looking, Robert.
Awesome. I appreciate your guys' support with all this and we're building back this program and with you guys, it's been a big help.
Appreciate your work.
So where's Coast to Coast at now?
So
What's that?
Where's Coast to Coast are, when are they gonna start?
They are doing their inspection right now on their truck here as well, and they are running back to their base to grab a few more things, and they'll be back, I believe, Saturday and up and running.
So I met with them yesterday just to talk to them about some of the concerns that Robert and Sheriff had. And it looks like they're gonna propose a mutual aid agreement. And then also
Yes.
leave for one of the bays, and so they'll get us the proposed agreement, but that would be for like February, cause here in the next 90 days, it's just gonna be basically a test period, if that's agreeable to everyone.
Yeah, and I have them now actually on our volunteer roster, so they can help us out as well. So they're covered under our insurance if they've got to jump in with us. Or vice versa, I'll be on with them as well. Just for insurance purpose wise, they can, if we get on scene and we need a paramedic, because he's licensed higher than us, he's licensed through us now and insured, he can just jump on with us and run the call in the back of our ambulance or whatever needs to get done. They're
Good job.
Yeah, they're great people from meeting with them there. They're gonna sit down and meet with Frank and Monica as well, so we're trying to work.
yeah,
that
and
out.
I'll probably sit in on that as well. Just to, we just need to make everybody aware they're not taking over anything. They're here to help us. And I mean, as far as EMS calls, that's not how anybody makes money, and they're just here to help the county and the people here.
Oh, good.
All right, well, thank you, and just keep us posted, and we'll go ahead.
Will do, and thank you for throwing me in on the agenda.
You bet.
Thanks, have a good day.
you're
Take care.
amazing, Robert.
Thank you. I appreciate all you guys' support.
It's starting to come through though. It took a while, and hopefully just keep going forward.
It's just, you just can't
Like,
write the luck.
Frank, that's true. That's gonna be pretty positive, so.
Yeah, I think once Jason and Sarah from Coast to Coast meet with Drummond folks, they'll.
Yeah, they
think it'll be
need
good, yeah.
to get everything lined out on the dispatching and.
Yeah.
Think it's gonna work.
So how many people work for Coast to Coast? I mean, how many?
So right now it's just the two of them, but they'll hire people as needed, and so they'll hire local EMTs to work with them. But just gotta figure out what the needs will be, but I can see them doing quite a bit of transporting. They said what they said, the times that they're transporting, they'll let the local ambulance associations know that they'll be out of service for a specific period of time, and so there'll be communication on that.
Billy, did that ran off of there or that one?
Hold on, I got it.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I've got
Could they
to-
transport for the lake people too?
You're fine.
So that they're to supplement, they'll be potentially backup for some other places on transports too.
And then they're working up at Discovery too, right?
Well, right now Discovery has that agreement with Anaconda, but I heard it was only a year agreement. It'd be nice if they could, yeah, well, potentially wouldn't even need that agreement after the year.
Yeah.
It's working out, but there are some, the bike park though, they're looking to look at that, doing coverage for that in the summer. Yeah,
That's on this side?
I'm not sure where they do that at.
Yeah, so the bike park is up Rumsey, and that's on our side, and I don't think that's part of the agreement with Anaconda. They're only running the main ski lodge.
So they're gonna look, yeah, we're gonna look into that, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a pretty good call volume in the summer, and that's, our side, it's a lot closer. It's right up Rumsey.
Good. And that contract with Discovery and Anaconda was a year long.
From what I read, it's for the year and then it'll be reevaluated. Which, you know, I'm all in favor of, because before they were coming in, there would have been no way that we could handle all of those calls as well as, you know, the town as we sit now, which I'm more than happy that Anaconda wanted to take that over. But again, there still might be times where Anaconda can't come down, so we'll get paged for that as well. I'm sure if there's, you know, a high call volume in Anaconda or something that they're doing that they need help with, so there'll still be that call volume for us as well in the interim.
Yeah, good point. How's everything in the ambulance shed? Everything good?
Everything's going well. I got another person doing her EMT class. The two that were currently in it passed their class. They just have to pass the National Registry test and then they're good to go. So hopefully here soon we'll have 3 new EMTs.
Nice.
So we're starting to sit pretty good, and like I said, just got our inspection done, so we're good till 2025 now.
So, hey, Robert, on that ambulance shed, would you I'm sure you probably looked to make sure they were gonna fix that heater last year, and I don't ever remember hearing back.
So one of our
So it
one of our
wasn't-
members, Matt Smith, he
Yeah.
is good with maintenance. He fixed the leak in that.
Oh, alright. You're self-sufficient.
Yeah, we did have somebody come in to fix the south bay door. That was malfunctioning, so there was I believe, an invoice sent up for that, for him to come in and fix that, so we could utilize that for coast to coast. But other than that, there really isn't any more mechanical issues. Everything seems to be working well. The heater's going good. The exhaust is fixed. And other than that, we're sitting good over here.
Excellent.
Good. Alrighty, sounds good. Did you get all your oxygen back down there? I think we hauled it all out.
Yes, I got a new account with the General Distributing. We've got all our oxygen set back up. So we've got tanks here. I've been talking with Coast to Coast and we're thinking about just getting a system so we can refill our own tanks. It would just be kind of like an SCBA fill tank like we have at the fire department, but with oxygen. So we would just have our big 4 oxygen cylinders and then we can fill our own.
Okay, well, thank you. Anything else, you guys? Chuck?
No, we lucked out.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Amelia.
Yeah,
Don't talk to you. Have a good Christmas.
Yeah, you guys as well. Appreciate everything and I'll head out here.
Alright.
see ya.
Thank you.
Take care.
Go business? Right, going. Any public comment on that? Nope. You said that DPHA, whatever's coming in.
Yes.
Who is that again?
So they are the people that came in with Lauren
Good morning.
and met with Jackie and kind of discussed. Jackie can explain more. I missed most of that meeting. The people from DPHHS, do you want to explain who they are, and what they do?
Sure. They came to the office just to discuss where public health is going with the contracts, things like that. And,
Wanted to offer some help on grants or the,
they kind of did say like in the search of someone taking over, they could assist with that. So. Are they not joining?
They are coming and they don't come on until 11.
so the commissioners have it on their agenda next week on whether to do a employee nurse or a contractor, and then this could be employee, will be looking at the job description.
how's your day going?
Well, besides I cut myself, I'm good.
Very good.
It's still not working, the things you're sending me. We need to set up your phone to my printer somehow.
That'd be good.
And then
You're
you
good
could
on
just,
the network.
then you can just print it. Do you know how to set up phones to printers well?
Yes. All the time.
Oh,
Well, if he's on if his phone is on the, like Granite Private, no? Need to get you, yeah, hooked up on the
Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi and then it should be able
find
to,
it.
yeah, I think.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, I got a couple of things that need training in the hospital.
Good
Morning.
morning, Lauren.
Fit?
Yeah.
Time's flying.
I destroyed my
Here,
agenda
you
today.
wanna-
I got your email about the catalogs. Yeah. We're looking into the Wi-Fi. I think those are the best ones. Okay. Because they send you a text. All right, good. Our,
At 11.
okay. I know, so.
You're early.
You're really cool.
What else going on?
Everybody's getting sick.
Nice.
I know, it's not good. It's not.
We heard you wanna do another year?
I heard, I was sick this weekend. Not good. Yeah.
She didn't go.
No, she flew right over you.
Then they want me to fix their babies and I'm like, I know, I'm not
No,
gonna
wait,
miss today.
no, wait, Jose, we had Debbie was out of the office for a week at a conference, and, within that week, we had a hand, foot, and mouth outbreak, norovirus outbreak, they thought it was food poisoning, it wasn't food poisoning. We had tuberculosis, like a suspect, I was like, Debbie, you can't.
We've had everything.
Ever.
Norovirus in Granite County?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, no, okay, no.
Not like you guys have it over there.
Okay.
It's.
Keep it over there.
It seems like it's making its way, like, started in Butte.
So it's coming.
might be
How was your Thanksgiving? I was thinking of you.
Yep.
Just down the road.
Just down the road, yeah, it was really good,
It was good. Good. It was,
So TB is in the state.
Yeah, Montana usually has 3 or 4 confirmed cases of tuberculosis every year. It's usually people traveling from, countries that have it. However, there's a lot of latent tuberculosis, which isn't really a big deal as long as it's caught and people get treatment. And it turns out that was what it was. It wasn't an active case of TB, because an active case is kind of scary, whereas latent is pretty simple, but.
They can't treat active TB or can they?
Yep, they can, but that's a big one, like, they have to have directly observed treatment, and they have to be quarantined to their home. And somebody has to go and give them medication and make sure that they take it.
I should stay home.
Whereas latent is not that bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a week or 2 of antibiotics, but you can still be out and about.
How do you test for a blood test or?
Yeah, so a lot of times before people go to work in healthcare, I don't know if anybody's had to ever get a tuberculin skin test. They inject you with something, and that's not necessarily a test to see if you have TB, but it's a reactive test to see if you have like the antibodies for TB. And then that will initiate more stringent testing, and then it would be a blood test, or they can, if you have symptoms, they can test your mucus.
Oh, wow.
All kinds of goodies.
Yeah,
All kinds of goodies. So wash your hands.
yeah.
wash your hands.
Good advice.
Sanitizer.
Yep, hand sanitizer is your best friend this time of year.
Take them and pass. Keep them and pass.
Let's tell me the answer to the password.
For Granite Private?
Yeah, you do.
Well, he just sent me this file.
Oh, yeah, he
Oh.
sent it to me too. It's making you log in. That's what I said. He needs to just get
Can I
on.
help you
the
send
network.
it?
I need lots of help.
What kind of file?
And so from the department, one kind of part, dealing with she.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm with it.
Are we still meeting tomorrow? I was gonna text you about that.
I was going to ask you about that too. I am fine to, if you want to, I have not really done much for that. I mean, we don't have a lot to do, a lot of it was flu shots.
Well, I emailed
Are you an iPhone?
sanitary and I got a response on
Were you?
that portion. I don't know, do I?
Which the other one? I've got that pink.
All the same.
An Android.
What's sanitarian, Mark
It's
or
Google.
Chad, who's our sanitary.
You through T-Mobile?
Mark, but does Mark do
You
food?
through
Here?
T-Mobile?
No, Verizon.
I'm really confused with how environmental health.
I think so.
Mark's food, Chad is like septic and land and all that.
That's my understanding.
Okay,
So should I,
is it food establishment?
Well, I'm Verizon. but-
It's whatever. we have to do this.
When I-
There's an iPhone.
Okay, maybe, I mean, I am
Still gonna
happy.
be
What is that other one called?
It's
What's iPhone?
But it like-
I
Yeah,
know
right.
you talk about
It
that.
opens
No,
weird.
it's the
And-
Android.
Oh, yeah, she probably has it, cause she's. the
Is it
admin.
this? He quit
Email
with?
Paul. Do you have Paul's email?
See, it makes me do this.
I'm Android.
Let's.
Wonder if I screenshot it and send it to
I'm
you?
gonna do it too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I will. go
Do
get
that.
the
Or maybe
printer
email it.
And.
Let me try email.
No,
it.
Email.
So your
What's that?
iPhone
It's
and
email.
Android.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
You
Go
have-
for it. If you screenshot it though, I can just open my iPad on the computer and run it from there.
And then
Last Thursday, I went up met with them.
your Play,
I'm just gonna
Play Store.
Cut it off,
Gave me a
maybe,
copy
but-
of-
Yeah, I've never had an
That'd be
iPhone.
better than nothing.
Yeah.
It's just completely,
Okay. When I get it, I'll download it.
Envelopes.
so
Okay,
I wouldn't dare look at an iPhone.
I think that's about the only thing that was really,
Okay.
are these guys getting on via Zoom?
I thought they said they were coming in when we talked to them.
I sent him an email this morning, but I haven't.
It's still early though. There's still like 6 minutes before the web.
It's true. It's very true.
I don't think I got, 24 tests. For some reason, mine was at the wrong number.
There's just those two
It was.
pages.
Yeah, and so that's what I said to Peter, well, this is, I guess, what we test. So. Cause I had sent it on the one night, and I told him the next day, I said, I didn't get it, and I called the sheriff's office, and so then they sent it the next night.
I wish the state would just get like when I worked in Flathead, they had, it was texting, remember? They were talking about that, like, One Center.
Where's the second one?
And I wish the state would just do that. I wish that they would just send a text to your
This is a second, that's a first.
primary people,
Okay, alright, so we need a second.
who's like a haunt.
I think that's.
It would just be so much nicer.
So they did call, and then I think it was Kat was working, and then she called me, and she was, okay, didn't remember you needed on that.
Okay, got
And
it.
a newsletter message.
Just-
So I don't think there's, I think the first.
So the other one, I'm trying again, it seems to be.
Overwhelming.
I agree. And then the rest of them,
I'll screenshot.
I think it's pretty.
I think another thing on that, they wanna let water, more
trying to think
water
of
out,
what is in the
because
second
prices
quarter.
are going up right now too.
I know a lot of it is organization
I
stuff.
think that one
A
just.
lot of it's starting to come in.
And is that?
Is that just that? Oh, there's a map, isn't there?
I think so. Okay.
And then I filled out, Deb and I
Right
went
now,
through and
it's,
did the AAR,
It's right,
Perfect.
and then we did the check.
Two or?
Nice.
I don't think so. I will
I
check.
screenshot and all send.
Community conversation
Sorry about that.
about.
Where-
That,
Okay.
yeah, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
try to get
But
fifth
what
Patrick
Emily's
on the
doing
agenda for next
in the
week.
front of every one of
talking
ours,
about
make
this money
checklists
that
so
they
she knows
got.
it's all done.
No.
They got over 500,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think that,
She
I'm
had
assuming
like,
that that's,
this is
the
what
feds
she was
put
doing.
strings attached to it, that it's actually the,
Every one of her-
those that are generating it versus the actual physical, the dam, but that's not right, whoever it was must have.
I think
Would they
that's
have
the
to have our
first
kind of our
hours.
permission to do that? Cause I mean, we're still buying it. And it's our,
Cause I'm taking all the budget reports.
it just seems like
Putting
you're
those in there.
on the back, we get it all back.
Yeah.
So at the end of the
Well,
year,
Flicker Hydro should be sharing some of that money.
Do a budget every quarter, or she just.
Yeah.
I think she did,
Yeah.
I think
So
she
we're
got
trying
a
to
budget
get
every
him on
quarter,
for next week and find out.
but
what
she
she
turned it in at the end of the year,
Okay. That makes sense.
maybe, or maybe.
Yeah, when
they
I
do
heard
have
that, I was
quarterly.
like,
And they've changed it.
So did they get the money to run?
Yeah, to actually for the, of the turbines and that type stuff, I think is
They
what.
will
my
still
understanding.
pay the bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, cause you
Yeah.
still have the maintenance on the
That's what
dam.
I was like. Not good.
Oh, I don't know that it's gonna print how you want it.
Tired. I'm not stuck for 4 nights and it's just like.
Uh-oh.
Let's see though. This might just take me a hot second.
Minutes.
I know. I'm gonna text
Can't
her to
print
see
from your
if-
phone to your printer?
Well,
Is it?
it would be an image. I don't think I have that printer on there. I think
Oh.
But all of my,
Who's working on something?
no idea.
Maybe that's the electrician down there putting a hole on the side.
Maybe it is.
So,
I hope that-
Yeah, there's a blue truck out there with a ladder.
No, that's
Must be
Kevin's.
them.
How do I know? I do all the game book work.
For Jeremy?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. don't got enough to do.
You're busy.
Yeah, they might be in Drummond.
I know that, that just popped in my head that.
You're saying. Is that a business?
Huh?
Is it a business?
No,
Oh,
Just
it's
your
a
life
place out.
direction.
There's a
Oh.
Coeur d'Alene, it's a thing you can light, them boxes, little candles, and just send them away to.
Oh. oh, okay. Mm.
The strip.
Yeah, I see
I had a good story going, but
it. She's so through it. Well, there might be a big game in January, Grizz versus Jackrabbit. We'll see.
Did you go to the game this weekend? Didn't they play in?
No, I didn't go to Brookings, no.
so you watch my Husky.
I don't.
I missed it, but yeah, they played good. Mm.
Oh.
They're right there. Hopefully they can win them all.
Okay, yeah.
Who do they
Cats
play?
them.
They play.
Oh.
They play Boston.
Yeah, good plays.
So now North Dakota plays USD. We're hoping North Dakota to beat USD.
I thought, oh, it is. I thought it was North Dakota State playing South Dakota.
I don't know if this printed how you want it. I don't even think it's
Okay,
legible.
all right, okay. All right, yeah.
We
that
need
should be
you
the game.
to log in
with
on the
that.
computer.
Yeah,
I was
that's
watching
good.
games at noon and got done at 11:30.
Mm.
We went to the Grizz game this weekend.
Yeah,
Very
so nice.
helpful. I was not ready for wet. I was ready for cold. I was not ready for wet.
Well, even if you had great gear on, you're still gonna get wet.
Oh my gosh, we loved at halftime. Like, they're doing good. I'm ready to go.
My mom came down and watched the game with my wife and like, only idiots would be going to that game.
There's a whole bunch of idiots
Yeah,
that work
there
there.
is. Yeah.
First half and then the second half, we went to a restaurant and you just saw people piling in to watch after the game.
Fair weather fans.
Me.
No,
Yeah, well, I didn't hear anything back from them.
Huh. They seemed very gung ho when they were.
They did, and I'm wondering, I hope they're okay.
Well, last year the championship was with North Dakota State U
yeah,
and South Dakota State. And we're like, okay, is it gonna be an SDSU USD, but another Dakota team?
Yeah. you never-
USD is tough.
They're good. Vantage Grizz has home field advantage. Till January,
It's in Texas, right?
yeah. Frisco,
Did you see what's going to be in Missoula?
In August? No,
Mm.
clue.
Think
or
I am going, I will go.
Have tickets already gone on sale?
December 11th.
how much are they?
Bet they're
care.
like $300.
I'll pay that money for my ticket.
Yeah. Maybe go to Texas.
That would be fun. Kettle House?
No,
No.
it's
No.
you.
At the,
Oh,
Is
that
it
makes
at-
more sense because she.
I thought it was at Washington.
oh, Washington Grizzly, not Adams Center, yeah.
Did you hear from them?
No, I haven't heard it. I texted him and I sent him an email.
Well, if they go in the office, Candace there, okay.
The party? Party? Christmas party? No,
Why is it Friday? I don't know, so. Okay.
Christmas party? The offices will be closed at noon to 1, right?
Uh-huh, with a paper.
Anyone comes in, they can come upstairs and eat.
Paul said they
There's
never
always
got
left
back. I
over.
said
Hey
everybody.
Todd, it's Lauren, just calling to
Everyone's
check and see
always
if you
invited.
need anything, directions or anything for this Granite County meeting. Give me a call back or shoot me a text, thanks, bye. Well, that's really strange.
They-
Few minutes and
Yeah.
You reschedule.
table for next week down to was.
Is your advice to the county commission to try to hire their own nurse or to be a contractor?
I think that there's enough work, potential for enough work, definitely for 1.5 FTE for you guys, absolutely. I would say it's probably easier to have them be a Granite County employee, you have a lot more authority over that individual. And I think the most important thing is making sure that there's a good relationship between the health officer and the nurse. They can be the same person if you guys feel like that person is,
They can,
they can, yep. So health officer requirements are they either have to be a doctor, have a master's degree of public health or equivalent education and experience. So some places have RNs as their health officer. I think that's something that you should really look at. I think some RNs can be health officers, not all RNs kind of thing. So it's just a real that the health officer piece is a pretty, it doesn't come up very often, but when it does, it's a really important position. And so you want to make sure that whoever is in that role really understands what their responsibilities and obligations are. But I will say, having your health officer be the person who is tapped into everything going on at the state, able to attend the, like the state has health officer networking calls where they do case studies of instances of where, things might come up and how to handle them within the law and all that kind of stuff. And so if you have somebody that you're paying and it's on your payroll, has the hours to do it, they can attend those things and they can really equip themselves with that knowledge. And there's a huge network of health officers that are always there to help if the person that role's, really interested in reaching out. So I definitely think And we were talking about it when they were here, when was that? Couple weeks, yeah, October. And they're probably. I mean, initially would be something like 0.75, 0.8 FTE, that would be immediately. Like transitioned over to that, to a new person, but with somebody here full time. They would run into a ton more work, and just being able to collaborate more with the community and be a part of. When they're doing community health assessments and things like that, so. Definitely think it would be a full time. And what they were supposed to talk about when they came, is that there is funding from the state that isn't really tied to much. It's specifically to increase workforce capacity for public health. So, that's definitely something to look into. Like, we applied for it for us, and that's funding half of Debbie. So that's pretty significant.
Is there deadlines for applying for it or anytime?
It has previously been on a rolling basis. They might be putting it to be on like the fiscal year, so starting on July 1.
Okay.
So is that something like the county would apply for
Mhm.
that assistance then?
And
it would
it's
be,
more so you check like 5 boxes and you say you want it and they give it to you. It's pretty simple.
Wow.
does it go by population or just?
You have to kind of say what you're using it for. It's by request.
So would that be something you'd look to, not throwing some more money, would that be something you'd look to? I guess I'm trying to figure out who would do it, so we don't,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this.
Well, yes, if that's,
I mean,
Good.
Yeah, it's definitely
So
something.
what you're saying is it's a grant coming from the state that would supplement possibly wages?
Yep.
For an RN.
Yep, absolutely.
That's a full-time county health nurse.
Yeah. So between, immunization dollars, which your yearly allotment is like what, 3,000 or 4,000?
I have that all written down on paper. So our
That
maternal child
health,
grant is 4,000 a year.
right,
The FEP is 28,000 a year. The immunization is like 45, somewhere in there a year.
is it really?
I think so.
4,500.
Oh, okay, I thought you were, sorry, I thought you
Yeah.
were saying 45,000, I was like, no, we get 6,000.
So I think that's like 45 a year. So I think in the quarterly basis, I think we get like $9,800 a quarter basis from those 3 grants.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what are you using to pay us right now?
It comes out of the county health budget.
Just the general fund?
Yes.
Okay,
So some of it is coming for, there's like 3,000 a quarter coming out of immunizations for Deb's wages.
Oh, there is?
That we are allowed to, we are now
Yeah.
allowed
Oh.
to do that. Before it was not, you couldn't use it for immunizations, it was supposed to be like for office supplies, things like that. They've changed that ruling, that portions of that can be used to pay your nurse who's.
Okay, so when you submit your quarterly contract, then what, they take 3,000 out of immunization to pay on that contract? And then what, county health? I'm
Yeah,
not really
and
sure.
public
I guess
health.
we-
And then public health pays the other portions.
Well, county health, public health, same thing.
yeah,
The health budget.
okay.
But it apply for that grant should know by June, potentially if they will have it or whatever.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, is having a lot more time and a person to go out and look for funding. They can find it and they can identify what the needs are in the community and dedicate more time to it. The problem with the setup that we had is the time that Debbie had was all, so applying for any more funding or doing any more projects, we just couldn't do it. And so I think that is a major benefit to having a little bit more more time. And there are tons of things that go through the state that are small projects, like, there's a lead grant that, again, most of the state's projects are on the fiscal year. A lead grant that, you know, can fund up to, I think, $30,000-ish a year. And really all that is doing lead testing and education in your community, which is pretty simple. And so there's tons of those opportunities to piece them together. However, I would caution putting your public health person entirely funded by a grant.
Oh, absolutely. we
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that they have,
Pretty much scam.
Yeah.
so like, for example, for me as the director, I think 60% of my salary comes out of the general fund. And then the rest is funding our other staff, and that's really nice because, as the director, there are certain things that I have to do, I don't want to say politically, but where we go and advocate for certain programs and things like that, and if I was being paid out of grant funding, I couldn't do that. So that allows your person to be able to go and stay within the requirements of grants, but be able to go and advocate for more funding for you.
See, we have a special county health grant that's levied.
Oh, okay,
So, and then
That's
it's in the countywide levy. So,
that's awesome.
yeah. And that 90% of the contract that we're paying you probably comes out of that. I didn't know about
Yeah.
immunization, but I mean, that's a help.
Yeah.
So with that levy, does that increase as your tax assessments increase? Like, would you get money?
What now?
As,
The person working, so.
no, like as a county, like for instance, you know how they reassess all the taxes? Does that increase the amount that you guys will get from that levy?
Like this current fiscal year, did it go up that amount?
Depends on the. rate.
Okay, so here we go, explaining. You know how the assessments, very high assessments, but what we could only do was last year's amount would stay the same.
Right,
So that's how many mills
got it.
that were allowed. But like they're in the county-wide and there's like 14 mills or 14 funds in there.
Okay,
So it depending on how many they need.
got it.
Like usually it was like 4 mills, I think. I can't remember. I haven't paid attention to it. But no, it's if they needed more, we can get more. But then you rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, that makes
to-
sense.
Because there's only so many mills in that countywide mill. that can
So
be-
that's like, each department gets a portion of that pie
Yes.
out of those.
Okay.
Yes, so like, for example, the certified for countywide would be like 174 mills. So you have to take that 174 mills and split it
Got it.
under 14 funds.
So you don't have a specific mill for public health?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
levy, but
Okay.
it's the same, it's a countywide mill, so
Okay.
it's exactly the same.
Okay.
As the general fund mill would be.
So like on our taxes, it's not listed like the cemetery gets.
Yeah,
That's,
should be in there, it should be under county health.
that's super cool. I think you and only a couple of other counties. have
And that's
set up
been
that
that
way.
since I've been here, and yeah, been a long, long
Yeah.
time. Well, not here.
Yeah,
Work with the county.
I was just curious if as your population increased, if you would potentially see more going into that fund,
Just depending,
yeah. What's needed.
yeah,
Makes sense.
we'd have to look for grants and stuff
Yeah,
to supplement.
for sure.
But yeah, the increasing population doesn't really have anything to do with taxes. They build
She's saying
houses,
there's
you have
more-
to build houses, the house.
Yeah, well, you're saying that, yeah, there's statutory cap on what you can take in, so, yeah.
I just,
It's when people's bills went way up, it wasn't from the,
From the
county,
county,
yeah,
that
well,
was
it's
the
definitely
state
wasn't from the county.
that makes sense.
You got a nasty gram from
Yeah.
someone today that upset his state tax structure. Frustrated with.
But yeah, I guess a couple of things I'll just say regarding how we can help moving forward. First, for the duration of the contract, we'll help with whatever transition fund you need. And then after that, we're still here and we can, you know, work. We're neighboring counties anyway, so I would hope that we can work together on, you know, whatever we need to. As far as like nursing stuff goes. If it proves hard to hire somebody, or if you can only hire somebody part-time or whatever, and for some reason people are needing immunizations or you guys are needing help, we can send Debbie over, you know, for a couple hours to help get immunizations. The only way that that would change is we would just give it out of our immunization stock, but we could still come over and do that if you need it. We're also still providing WIC services, home visiting, asthma home visiting, all of those things, Granite County is still in our service area, so tobacco prevention. So all of those things will still be over here, so Debbie will probably still come over here once a month to, you know, do all of those kinds of things. I don't know, you know, we had kind of talked about what it looks like for WIC having space. WIC is transitioning to having a little bit more remote availability, which will be really nice because then it's easier for the participants. But we were hoping we could still coordinate with you all so that we could provide WIC services here if that's something that we would be able to do. So just things to think about.
Is there a tobacco specialist still, a prevention specialist that comes over, or would that be Debbie?
So that's gonna be Debbie.
Okay.
Yeah. Amanda still does a lot for the 3 counties, so she's still kind of like, if she's arranging for a speaker or kind of doing anything like that, she does it
Okay.
for all
Alright.
3. But as far as kind of communicating any kind of changes with tobacco, getting the education out and whatever else, that's gonna be Debbie. Yeah.
And you guys have that grant, that's a tri-county grant.
Yeah, so we received that from, Youth Orville actually receives that chronic disease grant, and then we receive to cover the tri-county area.
What grant was that?
Tobacco.
Oh,
I might be shooting myself in the foot here, but we could talk to the tobacco program. And if you wanted your public health nurse or whoever to take on Granite County's tobacco piece, I don't know if the state could, if that could be transferred over to you all for that funding, if we get 5,000 or something.
Nice to have the funding, but then the nurse might,
yeah.
Don't have
I mean,
enough time
it'd be
for it. Yeah.
Right.
You know,
So,
oh, she or he or whatever.
whatever.
equal opportunity.
But that's something to consider. I mean, providing public health services across multiple counties is hard. And so your county would get more if you had somebody in your county doing it. I think this is because it's only 0.25. It's really hard to hire somebody for 0.25. So I think that's why it's structured the way it is. But if that ever ended up being something, I think that could be a conversation for them.
That's not done.
No, I don't think so. I'm actually kind of worried because,
No answer.
yeah, he's pretty responsive. So I'll give his office a call, I guess, when I get back, but
No. You explained everything they were gonna explain.
For the
right?
most part.
Yeah.
I think the biggest part with their training, that they're going to do the DPHHS training, is the health officer versus medical director and how important that role is, I think is what they really wanted to talk about. And they also want to talk about, part of their training is talking about all the funding that's available. So I think that that's a good thing.
We can table for next week.
Yeah.
If they still want to come over or whatever.
Yeah.
Find
And
out.
they can do it virtually. I think they like to come over, like to meet everybody, but you guys are pretty much the board of health. I mean, there's,
The majority of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley Westfall, and then there's an open positions.
got it. Is Dr. Khan still the health officer?
Yes.
As of right now, yes.
Okay. I think something for the duration of our contract, that is really important, is we need to figure out. If she is, then we need to figure out a way to communicate with her, to get a response, because that's kind of proved
Yeah,
to be an issue.
inviting her to a meeting next Tuesday. So we
Okay.
figure it out.
Perfect. But. That's all,
Thank you for
Yeah.
your.
yeah. You guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Go Grizz.
Go great.
Thanks, Mike.
Go Cat.
Jack Rabbit.
Yeah.
Go Huskies. Yeah, they're, yeah.
Should we do next week or the week after, since you won't be here next week, right?
The 12th?
Yeah.
No, because my granddaughter has to have knee surgery.
So
Oh,
we should do it the week
um,
after, since she's chair.
Just that kind of critical on getting the word out, but maybe even an email to her before then saying, you know, is everything
Okay.
all right, or do we need to?
Okay,
And if, I don't know what time her surgery is, but I have to kind of,
be
Be
available.
available.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, so
okay,
you can agree to be on the phone and then,
yeah,
you
yeah, I can be on the phone,
okay,
because I'd probably be in the waiting room.
Okay,
okay,
all right,
perfect.
phone.
Well, it's a cinch, it's looking for a health nurse.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to go.
Didn't we have
So-
a problem hiring the health nurse or?
You wanna know why? Because it was only half time,
Yeah,
That's what, and then it wasn't,
yeah,
and then,
can we go off? Are we done for today?
oh, yeah,
there are folks that would have done it full time
Yeah,
then, I
yeah.
think, but yeah.
yeah,
You guys,
and it was just that they said no, so. That could have been weird. No,
Adjourn.
it wasn't weird.
You wanna make a motion adjourn?
Was there public comment on what we just did?
I asked, you nobody said it. Public comment again on this?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
You motion we adjourn, I'll second it.
Public comment? Being none, all in favor?
oh, you have comment from Elena.
Oh, Elaine has comment.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you again, Elena Gagliano, for the record. It takes me a little while to get my hand up, but anyway, as far as that last conversation, I understand that the people from the Department of Health weren't there. So is it going to be tabled and put on the agenda next week or what? I don't understand that one.
I said yes, that was gonna table it for next week.
Oh, so it's going to be on, okay, it's going to be on the agenda for next week.
That's what I just said.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well. Thank you.
Maybe we should make sure the mic gets right there.
It wouldn't matter.
We can, it would have to stretch across here, so.
So we adjourned?
All in favor? Aye.